Wow, there are like bees swarming in my house right now. It's like actually getting to be like a little scary.
There's bees?
Yeah, like there are bees everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Not the bees!
But like seriously, I mean, I don't know. I just, starting on. I don't know if you guys can see this, but like, holy fucking shit! Like, do I need to move? Do you see that?
It's all over. Just sell the house. Just get out there.
I mean, it's actually crazy. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I might need to go for a minute. Griff, do you want to like try to smoke them out?
Sure.
Like it's.
I'm just naked.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll try to start the call, and hopefully the bees don't get worse. Well, cool. Welcome everybody to your GIVeconomy development call. Today is May it's not the 3rd, it's the 4th. I always prep these the day before, and then I write the wrong date. We can just do a round of intentions, distractions. My intentions for the call are to just check in on Give Power designs and mostly kind of like coordinate between Mo and Pablo and Sem and make sure that everybody's like on the same page and that everything's making sense for Give Power. I think we're getting really close to a point where we could start to pass off some issues to start developing on the front end. I also want to talk about other things like the cult regen farm that's going to get set up and everything that's on the agenda there. The regen pool, we're going to have some development work for that. So basically, I just want to get through all these things and do some coordination. And I'm distracted by the bees that are swarming my house right now. I'll pass it to Mohammed.
Hey everyone, good morning, good evening. I'm just here for sync up and stay in the loop. I have no distraction. I pass it to Mato.
Hey guys, GM, no distracted, here to listen and keep in sync. Nothing much to add. I'll pass it to Sam.
Hello everyone. I am here for the Give Power, and I have no distractions. I will pass it to Pax the Max.
Hello everyone. So I am a bit distracted. I don't know if you can hear, but there's airport sounds, which means I'm in an airport, which means the airport's in tracking. And this is slightly annoying as I might just have to mute myself. I am also here for the Give Power, and I am very much interested to hear if there are any changes. I also would like to share something that I've done a little bit and see if that's cool with everyone. And that's about it. So I've passed it on to whoever's left. Todd, have you been?
I have not. Hey everyone. Just attending today to get more in the loop on Give Power and the plans of the GIVeconomy. Few distractions. And it looks like Giantkin just joined, but he's on deafen. So, hey Giantkin. Hey, you wanna check in? Unless Mo, have you gone? Or Mohammed?
Yeah, I went. Pablo,
Okay, how about?
have you gone?
Sorry, I was just trying to find my mouse to unmute myself. Okay. Can I go? Okay. I'm working on the Give Power design. It's almost done, I think. Really this time, and no distraction at all. Yeah. Am I the last one, or someone else is still missing?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't. Okay, I want to run through the design and see if, like, I don't know if there's any coordination that we need to do. We could maybe just like check in with Sam and check in with Mo. Mo, do you want to lead this share screen here, or I could just follow you on Figma?
Yeah, just let me. Okay.
Oh, it's taking some time today to load. Wow, this is scary.
I think a queen must have gone in that town.
Oh, cool. Nice, it loaded.
And you go turn on the video.
Oh. Oh, cool.
Okay, so just let me. Sorry, I have to change this and move this one here. Okay, so actually, based on all the things that we were discussing last time, I think the only thing that is still not completed yet is the staking part here. And I tried to have all of the answer for all the problems that we have with the staking part that I shared with you last night, I think. Here, if you still follow me on Figma, I added these two buttons. I'm still trying to find a better icon to make it much more easier, or actually use the text. I still don't. I don't think it's really good idea to use text here. Because it can get too much complex and busy. But a user can see their GIF cover that they have, and also the overview of the different token that they like. I'm trying to also update this Lauren based on what you said to just show the unlocked tokens and not just not break down into different elements.
Oh yeah, actually,
Or-
maybe we
Sorry?
can let's just ask. I would love to ask anybody here if they have a strong opinion on this. It's basically you'll be able to click here in order to see which amounts of tokens you locked at which time, so you can see the start and the end date. And Mo is keeping them separate by so if a certain amount of tokens gets unlocked on a certain day, you could see the different amounts that got unlocked on different days. I'm wondering if we actually need the different dates, or you think that this is something that is necessary for users, or if we should just have unlocked tokens and then the locked tokens where you can see different dates of unlocked. Okay. No one has an opinion.
Can you repeat the question? It is between having the start and end, or or just having the unlocked on a date?
Yeah, it's so. For the tokens that are locked, you could see the start and end dates. But the ones that are unlocked, I was thinking maybe we just combine all the tokens, so it's you have the unlocked tokens, but unless you think it's important to keep them separate and you can see when they were unlocked, so it's different amounts of tokens will unlock on different dates, and then if you don't relock them or anything, you can kind of see you would see 67 tokens unlocked on February 19, and then maybe 67 unlocked on March 19 or something,
As we were thinking on it, the tokens are locked automatically if you don't unlock them, right?
Yeah. Tokens get unlocked automatically if you don't unlock them. But so the purpose of this is to show kind of it's a more details thing, because you want to be able to see like when your different amounts of tokens will get unlocked, because like here you'll just see like, okay, you have a certain amount that you can stake and then a certain amount that is staked, but only some of them will be able to be unstaked because some are locked. And then this will be kind of like more information where you can see which tokens are going to unlock at which time and potentially which tokens unlocked at which time.
I think that the unlocked tokens should be all in the same place because and summed up because they are not affecting the system in any way. They do not conceive you any more give power because they are unlocked. So they are normal as they are just normal tokens.
So my question would be, go ahead, Lauren, if you want.
Oh no, go ahead. I just kind of have the same opinion as Sem, but go ahead, Pavli.
No, I like the way I would look at it is like if there's batches of unlocked tokens, like what do I do with a batch of unlocked tokens? Why would that, like if I have to click on a batch of unlocked tokens, what would that do? Why would that be different than just like clicking on unlocked tokens and locking some of them? Yeah. Sure, it'd be nice to have like a view somewhere at some point, but I don't see the reason why we have to see it now.
Well, the justification for why, to play the devil's advocate, is like maybe the user wants to know when their tokens were unlocked and like different amounts would be unlocked on different dates. But I'm not really sure that because it's kind of just like information. Then they would be earning like the minimum yield on a certain amount of tokens. It's like, oh, these got unlocked at some point. But I don't know if it's really necessary just to keep them separate to have different dates, you know? I think it's more useful to see them all together.
Yeah, we have also Etherscan in order to see when the tokens were locked or unlocked. And
yeah.
I see the point, but at the same time, I think that it makes the interface more complicated.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So maybe Mo. I mean, it seems like that seems to be like good feedback. Let's combine the locked tokens. Unlocked tokens would just be one thing, and then you can see the locked tokens and their particular end dates. Just to kind of simplify the information we're showing the user.
No, can you scroll down to the to view the model on the bottom? Yeah, this one.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like it. I like it. Relock tokens, great.
Okay, yeah, that's a very good. Yeah.
Excellent. Cool. Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice. Okay, cool.
GM.
Cool. Are there any other like major changes that you wanted to talk about, Mo? Or like I think all the rest of it, like as far as this side goes, we're kind of done with this, right? Like we're happy with this?
Yeah. No, I did not change it at all. It's the same as before, and I think you don't have comments on that too because it's done, I guess.
I think.
But everyone can take a look and share any comments if you think there is something still missing. Lauren, I think maybe we need to work on the copy later because some of the copy on this model is not really that good or straightforward. Maybe we just need to work on the copy, but the structure, I think that's done.
Okay, cool. You mean the copy on this part, right? Like the projects part?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you lock? If you have a give power locked in one project, and you go to the next project, the 100% is only a part of your give power.
Yeah. So that I don't know. This is the idea that like when you go to a particular project, if you're using your existing give power, like because what we want is like 100% of your give power, if you've ever allocated to projects, should be on projects. So there's no like wasted or, unused give power, like untapped give power. So it's like always on a project. So it's like if you're using, you could get give power, and then this get give power would open the staking module where you could stake more give and lock it and put it on that project. Or you could use your existing give power, and then this would basically like redistribute your give power. So it's like if you want to put 20% of your total give power on this project, then all the other projects' give power will proportionally go down from your total. Does that work, Sam?
This is the part that I am having more trouble in order to make a very good smart contract.
Can you just reinstate that as a sentence, just so we understand? So at any moment, a user cannot come in and say, I am allocating X percent of my give power to a project, and then it reallocates any amount of give power that's available on any other allocation, another project proportionally.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, the way that I was thinking on that is allocating a very specific amount of give power, because normally when you get your give backs, you get a very specific give power amount, and it's not a percentage. Well, it's a percentage, but it's also a very specific amount. And this is something that we can do easily this new give power goes allocated to this project. And then I was thinking on a kind of when you lock new give power, you select which projects you want to allocate your tokens to. When you unlock them, it gets proportionally out of it. And when you want to edit your preferences, you have to specify which projects and which amounts you want. So I am still thinking on which is the best way to deal with the what we could call dust. If you have too many projects, it is very difficult to iterate over all of them in order to take increase or decrease proportionately on them. We could have an off-chain solution as well, as Griff was proposing. Although I want to try first to do it on-chain, because an off-chain solution is not a solution that is better. It's just moving the solution, moving the problem somewhere else. And I would like to try to solve it in a way that it's elegant and it's within the smart contracts themselves. So I'm still working on that. The questions that I have are what happens when you have delegated your give power to somebody else, and then you donate to a project and receive a give back. You have delegated your give power, so that new give power that you should be delegated as well, but not on the project that you have donated to. It should be delegated entirely to the person that you have delegated it into.
I think so, yeah. I mean, Griff, are you listening?
Yeah.
I think my opinion is that if you've delegated your give power and then you donate to a project and get give backs, I think your give power still is delegated.
Yeah.
Like instead of it going on the project.
No, it goes to the project.
Oh, what?
It goes to the project, and then but then it gets, and the delegates' percentages change, just like it would be if it was there.
So it goes to the project, but like for the delegate. So it's as if the delegate has given that gift.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like it's just like if the delegate donated, and then when the delegate's percentage would change.
I think it's very bad because imagine that I don't know, somebody wants to troll me, right? So they delegate on me their give power, and I do not accept that, but they delegate on me, and there is no way to reject a delegation, right? And then that person starts to donate on projects that I don't like at all. They could be completely trolling me, changing my preferences.
Yeah.
Because if they can, through givebacks, change my preferences, then I lose completely the control over who I give my give power.
Yeah.
But that's not really true. Like in the end, your give power percentage increased, right? So your give power increased. So yes, but once you it's not like there's really bad projects. It's not like, oh, this project you'll only be able to delegate to verified projects. So it's not like, oh, this project is like really bad. Like even if they had like Russian humanitarian aid and Ukrainian humanitarian aid, it's like, okay, and your delegate is Ukrainian, and now he's like, now someone donated to the Russian humanitarian aid. Okay, so now this Ukrainian guy has a small percentage of his delegation to this Russian humanitarian aid. When it becomes unlocked, he can just move it out. I don't see that as like the end of the world.
I mean, yeah, but it will not be. I still think that it is not the best design. I think that if you really want to increase the project that you donate to, then we should change a little bit the delegation part, in which you delegate most of your give power, but the give power that you receive from givebacks, it stays on you. This is something that is more complicated, but can be done, instead of changing the other one preference.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I agree with you, Sim, here. I don't know, Griff, like if you want to have a strong argument, but I don't like the idea of like being able to make delegates appear to be voting on projects they don't necessarily support.
But
like, and yes, they could change it, but like it's, I don't know.
I mean, I guess what's the problem? I mean, I guess if you don't want that, then you don't become a delegate. I mean, like, if you're a delegate, you're like a politician, right? You should be pleasing your constituents. Don't your constituents matter? Like, if that's their opinion, shouldn't you? I mean, wouldn't it be nice if, as a taxpayer in a jurisdiction, that you could force your representative's hand in a way by donating? Like, wouldn't that be better if you are a constituent and that's your politician?
I think that if it's your give power, you do not delegate it and you decide what you want to do. When you delegate it, you are actually delegating it. The representative can just change all the give power that they have for just one option, maybe, and they can do it automatically as they receive give power. So I think that this argument that the delegate is going to look for what the people is saying, it works as a default, but it is not something that is enforced. So it loses a lot of weight as well, because delegates could also remove the give power of the people who is delegated on them, and they have donated to projects.
Wait, I guess I didn't understand that. Are you saying that, I mean, we could give the delegate the power to like not represent people, give them a block list? and then if they don't like what someone's, I mean, I actually, as a delegate, I would want to see what people are donating to. You know, that's like a discovery mechanism, and it gives me it gives me the opportunity to better please my constituents. Who are like, oh my God, this is a great project. Wow, that's so cool. I didn't know that. Thank you, donor, constituent donor, for showing me that information.
You can still have this information, but it's information that you can read, and it is not changing your preference. It can be suggested to the delegate. These are the projects that your donors are. This is the projects that your delegates. Who are they? The people who delegates on you donate. So it could be a kind of recommended project or so.
I mean, I guess I still really like the idea of forcing my representative's hand. I really like that. Like, I wish our political system worked like that.
How large would be like the impact of these givebacks on the overall amount of give power for a typical delegate? Because if it's very small, then it's kind of a moot point.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be pretty small, I think, honestly, because we're talking about, especially in the beginning stages, only the liquid portion of givebacks, which right now is like 16%. So it's like 16% of what they donated. So say somebody donates like $100, they get like $75 back, but only 16% of that is actually like going into give power. So it's like $12, yeah, and it's at the minimum, like it's not being locked, so it's like $12 is actually like 12 give power. It's not like a huge thing,
Yeah, I think that it will not be a good idea because why give power? Why give power from givebacks and not give power in general? And if it's give power in general, it's not really delegating. It's putting your vote and saying to that person, "This is my vote." But you can change it because I give you the power to change it. I mean, it's very weird how it looks like, because if you already have an opinion, then you should not delegate it.
Well, you in the end, you're giving them the power to manage it. And of course, you can always take it back if you don't like how they're managing it.
I think that it will be interesting from an informative point of view for delegates to see what what people donate to, and from the user perspective, from the people who delegate, see what their delegates vote on. But what their delegates vote on, not what other people want them to vote. Or, it's also important to understand from a delegate point of view what they are truly voting, not what others are making them vote.
Yeah.
How could it be transparent if not? If I am voting because people is delegating on me and they receive this give back, so I start voting on things that I truly don't believe on. I mean, in Giveth, there is a lot of projects that I do not believe on. And it doesn't mean that they should not be verified. It means that I will not donate on them.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's like at that point the delegate could change. Like if it's always like known that by being a delegate, like this is a functionality, it's kind of like going into being a delegate. It's like you accept the terms that when people donate, it'll like show up under your delegation, but you can change it.
I mean, we can always signify in the front end what is in the givebacks system and what is like the delegate choice.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. I would like to go the other way around because that makes it a little bit more complicated. I will think on it. I will look through the three options that we have. This is one option. The other option is that people can keep some of the give power on their accounts and make the give backs go to people account instead of the delegate accounts. Mm-hmm. And the other way around is just if you delegated, you just lost your capacity to shape the which projects are interesting because you delegated.
Yeah. Yep. We can debate this a little bit more, yeah, and I think those are the three options, right?
Mm-hmm. And each of them has different complexities.
Yeah.
Which I think that it's also interesting to watch what is. I mean, each of them has different complexities and also different outcomes. This is why I bring it here, because probably the most easy one is to just ignore. If you have delegated your power, you ignore the givebacks. The give power goes directly to the person who is your delegate, and that's it. Although it also depends on the rest of the implementation, the give boost implementation, which is still undecided.
Yeah, so let's talk about that then. Let's talk about that. I want to spend a little bit of time on some other GIVeconomy things, so let's just spend the next 5 minutes or so on this, and then we'll move on to other stuff. But let's talk about the boosting thing and the questions that you have around
there. Depends on how we do that. If we go through the percentage in which you can define which projects you decide that are better, as I was explaining the last day, you will have these top 10, top 30 projects in which you specify which percentage you want your give power to go. And that's option A. Option B would be every time that you lock your give power, you can specify to that locked give power which project does it go, which is also interesting because usually when you lock, you can specify which is the project that you want it to go, and when you unlock it, that project automatically gets unpowered. Mm-hmm. So this is an alternative way to do that presents it is easier for not having a cap on the projects that you have, because it's always when you lock, you specify which projects receive the give power. When you unlock, you are already specifying because you are unlocking a very specific round, let's say. So it's an alternative way to see that. And I was wondering also with the Figma and the designs, which of the two are more which option, if A or B, is more suitable for how you want to implement that. And someone give power to be un boost. I don't find the words. You say that all give powers should be boosting projects.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It looks like option A.
Yeah, option A. Sorry, option A is when you lock new tokens, your top projects proportionally increase their give power, right?
Yeah.
I think that's better. But I think that we should have maybe both options, because it's like, this is the way we were, if you look at the Figma and like my share screen right now, the way we were talking about doing it for projects, it's like you have two options. You can get more give power and put it on that particular project, or you can you can change the proportion. So it's like, yeah. So this would be like, I mean, in this case, it's kind of like option 2. When you're interacting with the project, it's like you're staking new tokens that are getting distributed to only that project. But if you were in the Give farm and you're staking more tokens, like a random amount of tokens, and you're not looking at a particular project, then it would be like option 1.
Exactly. Okay. One last question, and we can continue with the rest of the points. But one last question in the Figma. When you are here approving and boosting, is it because you are giving your gift that is completely unlocked?
Yeah, this is your no, I mean, I'm not sure we really need an approve, but like the idea here is that you are allocating give power, but it's like the, you know, before reaching this modal, you have 100% of your give power is distributed to projects, but then you want to change the proportions in this modal. So it's like you're like, I actually want 10% of all my give power on this project. So it gets taken from all the other projects. Some gets taken from all the other projects, put on this project, and then all the other ones proportionally decrease.
If we go with option A, what about a model in which you have all your projects and you select?
Which ones you want?
And you select the percentages of all of them, all in the same transaction.
Yeah. I mean, that's totally possible too. Like where you have like a kind of like managed thing. I just think it would make the modal, like depending on how many projects you are allocating give power to, it might get a little crazy. You know, like right now,
I think we need that option. We have to have that option so someone can go in and manage it. But
they can go in and manage it it's like the way that we have it right now in the Figma is like you can manage it in your account. Like you can go to all your boosted projects and change the percentages here. But like if you're looking at only a particular project page, you're just allocating some percentage and taking from.
Yeah, I think that's way better because otherwise it's too confusing.
Yeah, I think because otherwise it's like this modal, like if like we do it like kind of how you're suggesting, Sam, this modal would like have all of this information, which would get like, you know, way more crazy.
Okay.
It could have even more projects, you know.
Okay. I will go with that. Let's continue.
Okay. Cool, but cool. That's all the questions you have.
Yeah, it complicates me a little bit, but I will see. I hope that I have the work way more advanced at the end of the week.
Yeah.
So we can discuss it better.
Okay, that sounds good. So just keep us posted. I mean, if it doesn't work, like, I mean, the thing I'm really concerned about is probably this part. Like, I feel like this is going to get complicated for you. It's like when you're allocating percentage and every other project goes down. I feel like that's getting a little complicated. So if we need to change it somehow and there's no other way, just let us know and we can work with the design a little bit more. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. But okay, otherwise it's all looking good. Cool. That's I think all we need to cover for Give Power, unless there's more questions from anybody. Great. Cool. Okay, then there's a couple other things that I wanted to talk about, but actually Amin isn't here. Hey, is Amin on vacation still?
Yeah, I think he said he's on vacation until this weekend. He would be back in Sunday, I think.
Okay, well then maybe this is something that Mohammed or Mateo, you guys could like kind of just have percolating in your minds, because we want to add, so Cult DAO, which we had this proposal in the forum, and like everybody voted, blah blah blah. Cult DAO now is ready to set up the region farm, and they actually passed both proposals, so they have 26 ETH that's like ready to go out as rewards for a new Cult ETH region farm. And I would love it if we could like spin it up as quickly as possible. I think we probably do need a mean to do some of this coordination, but at least like from the front end side, Mateos, there's still bandwidth, like a lot of bandwidth on the front end side for the devs.
Yeah, for sure. We are still waiting for the Give Power designs, and that's our focus. So we are grabbing like issues that has been in the bucket for a while now. So we pretty much have bandwidth in the front end.
Cool, because I can make some issues for this, but basically we're going to be having like this. We need this again, but we need it for cult. So it's I don't think going to be too much work. We just needed to have like say cult stream, and we need the cult symbol here. It'll be on mainnet, so I can make like some issues. I would love to like not bug Mo to like have to make a design for it and just kind of say the things that need to change, because it'll look exactly like this, but like with cult ETH instead of Fox Honey.
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, awesome. So I'll just make that into issues, and then the best way to do it, should I just like tag Monique to organize it, or should I tag a particular person?
I think Monique is not available these days. I think he will be back tomorrow, or not sure. So tag me.
Okay, cool. I'll tag you. That sounds great. Great. Okay, cool. So then the other thing that I want to like mention to everybody is about the region pool. So as you probably know or have heard of, like the region pool, the region pool is this Rari Fuse pool where we're going to be incentivizing people to deposit Fae, and then we're going to borrow that Fae to set up our Angel Vault. So we're actually going to be adding this as a new section to the Give farm, and I'm going to like kind of hack together like a little design card for it, but it's like people will be able to deposit Fae, and then they'll get an APR, like they'll get like, some liquid give, some streaming give. They'll also get liquid Fae. We also want to make it so that there's like a limit on the amount of Fae that any one address could deposit, so that the max that any one address can deposit is like 200,000 Fae. But like we're going to be adding this as like a new farm card, basically. And I think we're probably going to need to get started on like developing that soon, because there's like we'll need to create this like limit on the amount of Fae that somebody could deposit. So I think we might need to like create a database to track it, and there was something else. But anyway, so this is going to be relevant to you, Mateo, and Mohammed, and I would love to just kind of like put it in your minds and then like start to answer any questions, because I'm going to hack together a little bit of a design card for it, and then we'll need to work with you guys. But yeah.
Okay, please just send me the issues and the forum post. I would ask, my questions, and yeah, I would work on it.
Yeah, sounds good. Cool.
Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so this is the forum post. If you haven't read it already, it's like the region pool, and it's basically going to be like our front end will be like people will be able to deposit Fae and like earn a yield, but it'll be interacting with the Rari Fuse pool, and that's actually like where they'll be depositing the Fae. Yeah, and then we just need to make like a few different like limitations and things on our end. They actually earn a yield in Fae, and they also earn a yield in Give. And we debated in our param party yesterday, like how much, like what percentage we want to give to incentivize depositing Fae. So I guess what needs to be done next, I'll create some issues out of this and start to kind of hack together a design for what it would look like on the front end. Yeah, Griff, are there any other next steps for the region pool? I think it's like mostly like what I need to start managing getting this developed.
Yeah, and we also really need to confirm feasibility of GiveStream rewards. Probably, I don't know what we need to do, if we need to call, or it'd be really great just to confirm that we can actually use their system to give GiveStream rewards.
Okay, sorry, I'm just waiting for the okay, so I'm sorry for the lack of feedback on that part. I've taken a look at the contract, and as far as I can tell, the way that we did our little hack, it shouldn't block us from doing that. But at the same time, I haven't actually confirmed it because I haven't managed to, run a transaction through their system and make sure that, like in a test environment, it actually worked. So I'm not sure if my feedback at this point is actually relevant. But
No, it sucks. And Giant Kin, you were saying that the Arbitrum version doesn't have, because they don't have a testnet version. As far at least they won't tell me if they do, and I can't find one. So they don't have any testnet deployments, and they do allow you to deploy on Arbitrum and now Optimism. But Giant Kin, were you saying that they don't have rewards on Arbitrum yet?
Yeah, I couldn't get the rewards. The comp controller didn't work for me when I tried. I tried several times. So it just kept failing. It said it worked, but then the error would pop up for the comp controller, and I think that's the entire basis of a lot of it. So.
Yeah. So I think the only way to know is to test on mainnet. So I mean, we could deploy everything.
Or redeploy the entire system locally and try it like that.
Yes.
That's another option.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying. They were saying we don't have a testnet, but you can use hard hat.
Okay, I'll try. I'll try and see what I can do. I mean, it's a big system, but maybe I can wrangle something soon. I hope.
Yeah. Isn't there like a way to fork the chain or whatever, and then like call a function?
Oh yeah, that's not a problem. It's more like just fork, and I guess you could fork and impersonate. Yeah, actually, that's probably the way to do it. Just like
You can impersonate too. Really?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can impersonate another account, and then yeah, but also if you fork and impersonate, then what if it actually doesn't work on mainnet, because that's already like 2 steps removed from mainnet, right? It's hard hat and it's hard hat impersonation doing something weird. I have to take a look. Probably it should just work, but I don't know. Also, I'm just gonna like read the contracts one more time just to confirm that in my head everything should work. But that's where I'm at right now. Sorry.
Yeah, and from the best that I could see, it would work. But also, don't be shy to contact Giant Kin because he's the expert on these fuse pools, and he can support you on making sure that you're understanding the right moves.
Oh, cool. That's well, no pressure. We're all pressure.
I mean, Giant Kin, looking at those muscles, I think you can handle the pressure.
It's more of expert. I don't know. I just do it and see what happens.
And the other big thing that we need to start doing is more on the governance side. It's starting some votes. So I'm on the forum post still, and hopefully I can make some progress on that today. And then we can actually propose something to the various DAOs.
Yeah. Cool. The forum post, you're just going to do like a summary of the parameters we chose and why and blah, blah, blah?
Mm-hmm. And specifically how much give tokens we'll need for each move.
Right.
And how they'll be used and this sort of thing.
Cool. If you need help with that, I can help you start it. And then I think it would be better if you like finish things off, but I could kind of like start like, this is what we chose and this is a little bit of why and blah, blah, blah. And then kind of like give you a template, because I know you probably have 100 calls today.
Yeah. Yes, I will want the help for sure.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So I think that's pretty clear for region pool stuff. Are there any other questions or any other points that we need to touch on? Great. Cool. Then the next topic I wanted to touch on quickly was region farm outreach. I just wanted to touch base with you, Katavi, and I think like it would be nice to make space like on a weekly basis just to check in with like new prospective region farms or like who you've been talking to. Do you have any updates on any prospective region farms?
Right now, not much of an update. No, not really.
Okay, cool.
Not this time.
Okay, cool. Nice. So just like, I guess like FYI to everybody, the link that's in the agenda here to the spreadsheet where it's like, where we have the type form answers as well as kind of like some extra ones that we've been reaching out to. Yeah. I've been talking with Black Leaders now who's interested in a region farm and kind of just giving them more information and let's see what comes out of that. But I don't think we're like particularly close. Like the Cult ETH one is the one where most of our energy is at right now. Yeah, cool. Then I mean we have 7 minutes left. I just wanted to also, we touched on this a little bit in the dev call, but if it's like valuable at all to discuss kind of like some of the UniV2 launch lessons learned or like what went wrong. I mean we did discuss kind of like the sudden blender action. Can everyone still hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. Cool. So yeah, I mean, what went wrong was definitely like we launched and Amin wasn't around, and it was like we talked about kind of like better cat herding around multisigs, but I actually don't really know what went wrong from a technical standpoint. Like, why was the rewards not going out as expected?
My understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mohammed, it was that the address that notifies rewards wasn't given permission to notify the rewards. And so when it tried, it didn't work. And so then the multisig had to authorize that key to be able to change the reward amounts.
Yeah, exactly. The distributor for that contract address wasn't set correctly, so we had to set it with multisig.
Okay, cool. So it didn't have anything to do with the countdown, actually.
No, not re- oh well. Okay. So then there's the other. That's what we had to do the multisig for. And now I don't know if Cherik is here. Cherik would be able to tell us what went wrong with the APR, because there was some kind of weird thing where it wasn't recognizing that the deposits that were already there were earning rewards. At least that's when I last left with Cherik, and I didn't get a final answer on exactly what went wrong. But that was my intuition / best guess, given the information I had when we were trying to fix it, was that it assumed that there were no rewards being there was no collateral already in the pool earning rewards.
Yeah, cool. Because I think that this is important. I mean, to make sure that we don't do the same thing when launching the next regen farm. Because I mean, if it was that.
Sorry for the APR problem. As I know, I asked Cherik. He said that somewhere we used a formula to reverse an array. That array parameters comes from a smart contract, and because for this new pool, the array had 3 items instead of 2 items. The reversing made everything messy. So I think it was the problem.
Can you say that again? The array had 3 items instead of 2 items?
Yeah, exactly. The get reserves smart contract call, I think it had three parameters instead of two. So when reversing it, it wasn't behave as we expected. I think it was that, as Cherry said.
What added an extra parameter to the array?
I don't know what it is. He just explained it to me verbally, and I knew much. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think we'd have to really quiz Cherrick to understand if it will happen again.
Yeah. Okay. I'll check in with Cherrick just to make sure. Yeah, cool. We have 3 minutes left. The only other thing I had on the agenda was retroactive givebacks, and just I don't know if they're still blocked by something. Last week we were still blocked by something, but Mitch isn't here, so I'm not sure anyone here knows.
I can give the perspective. So the smart contract is done, and as far as I know, Mitch just mentioned that he managed to push through the transactions to the relayer. The only thing we've been talking about, generally all of us together, is like how can we make this better and more transparent, and but that doesn't mean it's blocking retroactive givebacks. It's just like how can we make this like a more streamlined, automated process in which there's less, there's more transparency. But that's the way I see it, and of course Mitch can correct me at any time because he's more knowledgeable.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, I guess I'll check in with Mitch on that too. It would be nice to have them go out at some point, whatever makes sense. But cool. We have 2 minutes left. Are there any other hot topics or questions?
In regards to the giveback layer, the two things that could be improved as it is right now is an automatic execution of the batches when the vote passes. I was checking out with Gelato or with Tenderly Actions, but both of them are not very suitable yet for doing that. In the case of Gelato, which is the easier way and the most similar thing that the most usable technology that we have. It does not read from IPFS, so it is not working for us yet. They will include this feature in the future. But as it is right now, the best thing for automating the execution of the batches would be to have a kind of front end, and you just go and see all the unexecuted batches and you click on them in order to create a transaction. That will be the best, I think. And that same front end could also allow you to see which are going to be the votes that are live and they are not passed yet, but to see which are the givebacks that they are creating and if they correspond to the things that they say. So this front end is something that can make it transparent and more easy to use, both at the same time.
Okay.